So I sent him the invite. He accepted. We got to this chapter select screen. The mission that we're going to play today is called Mykonos. It's about the halfway point through the Soviet campaign. This is an island hopping mission where we're supposed to, very slowly make our way across several islands in our attempt to reach the Allied base. Unfortunately, there's a couple of kinks along the way, and you'll see the briefing when we start the game.
So every briefing in the game will be real movies.
Yes, in fact we just announced the cast of actors today. We have about 60 minutes of high-def full motion video, and they'll all be told, all the cutscenes, most of the cutscenes, and all the briefings will be told by actual actors.
How long will be the single-player game? Around?
It depends on how good you are. We're aiming for anywhere between 20 to 25 hours. Some players might even go, 25 to 30 hours. It's a pretty meaty game. By the way, this is just for you. A lot of the elements that you see on the screen are still temporary. We're still finding the game. We still are going through a lot of bugs. So please forgive any issues you see along the way.
Locate and capture the Allies science facility.
So for the Leipzig Games Convention, we actually chopped this mission a little short. We're not going to do that last step. We're not going to capture the science facility. We're just going to attack that middle base, and then the mission will be over. So with that, Jim has readied up. I see his check mark. We'll hit play and jump right into the mission.
You and your teammate will start on the same point?
We'll start next to each other, and I'll show you. Once we jump in game, you'll see my base. This TV is playing from my perspective, but I'll pan over and show you where Jim's base is situated.
The Allied tech inhibitor is denying the use of our full military arsenal. Take it out.
Okay, so here we are on the island of Mykonos. Now, because of that tech inhibitor, that structure that you saw in that last cutscene, I can't build all my units. In fact, I'm only limited to my twin blades from my airfield and a very few selection of naval units from my naval yard. So I'll build some Stingrays, which of course are Tesla-based boats. And from my airfield, you can see I've queued up a bunch of twin blades, which are very, very powerful anti-ground helicopters. So while I'm waiting for my units to build up, let's pan to the north and see what Jim is up to. So here's Jim's base. He's also affected by the tech inhibitor. However, he is limited to a different set of units. He can't build twin blades, but he can build infantry. You can see he's building flak troopers and Tesla troopers. He can build bullfrogs. These are units that I cannot build. So we really have to coordinate our efforts on this map and combine, his powerful units with my powerful units in order to take out these islands.
Oh, I see you over there, comrade. Now that I know where you are, I'm going to give you a little taste of American firepower.
I don't know if you recognize him. That's Randy Couture. He's pretty famous in the U.S. as a mixed martial art fighter. So our first two targets are these two islands. This island in the middle, which even though we can't see through the fog of war, is brimming with anti-aircraft fire. So if I were to take my twin blades over here, they would really do a lot of damage and cut them down. And then this island, which as you can see has all these spectrum towers around the island, if Jim is to approach with his Tesla troopers and his bullfrogs, they would get destroyed very easily. So you can see Jim's starting to launch an attack on this island to clear out the anti-air for me, and I'm going to return the favor and use my twin blades to take out all the base defenses on that other island.
Is the
bullfrogs, the troopers are making their way across the island. Now I'll take my helicopters up north to this island. Again, if Jim were to approach this island, these spectrum towers would cut through his bullfrogs in no time at all.
Is there any in-game communication system, or?
So I can, we'll have VoIP first and foremost. I can hit enter and send messages. He sent messages back and forth. We also have beacons. And I'll show you beacons in just a minute. You can place down a beacon on any object in the world and attach a message to it like, hey, destroy these power plants for me, or help me take out this barracks, so on.
So actually, you can communicate very easily.
Yes.
We'll also have voice over IP, and so if you have voice over IP with a headset with your partner, you guys can talk over that, and it'll make it a lot easier.
I already said that, but no, thanks. It's good to mention VoIP twice. Yeah. So you can see that I took out most of the power plants on this island, so all the spectrum towers are now low power. So Jim can now come and expand on this island if he wants to. And Jim returned the favor. He cleared out all this island for me, so I can expand my base onto that island in order to generate a little bit more money. So to do that, of course, we both need to build Sputniks, because that's how the Soviets expand. So while I'm waiting for my Sputnik to build, see if Jim already has his. So there's Jim's Sputnik. He can take it across the water to that island if he wants to, but the water's crawling with all kinds of allied units, riptides and dolphins. So Jim, go ahead and put your Sputnik in my twin blades. I'll give him a ride for free. Now I'll shuttle him across to this island, and I'll drop him off. There you go. So now the Sputnik. So now the which infantry? This one. So now the Sputnik is back in his control, and he can use it to expand on the island. And again, I'll need to do the same thing over here.
Do you have, guys, your own favorite units?
Oh, absolutely. For the Soviets, I think my favorite unit is this one, the Bullfrog. He's putting his Tesla troopers in it. It's mostly because it has what we call the man cannon. You can put units into it very easily, but the only way to get units out is to shoot them through this cannon across wide chasms, and you'll see that in action in just a second.
And what about you, Jim?
So one of my favorite units is the Akula sub. I have my Akulas right here in the water, and I love them because they have a cool special ability. You can fire out two torpedoes, kind of at kind of dumbfire missiles. And so by doing that, you can do some massive damage if you're able to line up your Akula subs correctly.
All right, so we've cleared out both these islands. We have built ore refineries. There's mine, and there's Jim's. Now our economy is building. When you play cooperatively, the economy is shared. So it's like a joint bank account between a husband and a wife. Jim, of course, plays the role of the wife. I'm the husband. So I make all the money, and Jim spends it. You get my drift. All right, so now we're going to have to combine our forces and go attack this third island, which is going to be pretty tough. You can see there's all these spectrum towers. There's all these guys guarding it. So you can see that Jim's placed the beacon. He's going to type in a message for me on this beacon, tell me what to do. And it looks like he wants me to destroy the spectrum tower. Glad to, Jim, glad to. So I'll reveal the shroud, and Jim, why don't you cast like orbital refuse or something? See a ton of anti-aircraft guys, but he's gonna, because I cleared the shot for him, he's gonna summon this power which pulls down these junk satellites from space, clear out this area. And now that all those anti-aircraft guys are dead, I'll bring in my helicopters, or most of the anti-aircraft guys.
As soon as.
Yeah, and then, so you can see I destroyed those that spectrum tower. I'll keep destroying other spectrum towers as well. Now here come the Tesla troopers that were man cannon out of these bullfrogs.
And what about that dog?
We'll get the dog. Don't worry about the dog. Uh-oh. Looks like there's more towers active. There we go. Take out this naval yard with the help of Jim's Stingrays here. And these twin blades will take out some more spectrum towers. There we go.
And how the system decides how what you can build and what James can build?
So it's on a per mission basis. You can see as soon as we destroy the spectrum tower, we'll be able to build almost everything. And we'll need that because this last island where the Allied base is really, really big. Jim, you want me to give you a ride back to base? Yeah, that would help. All right. So I'm going to use my twin blades to help his Tesla Troopers and Stingrays go back to his base. You can see he's now controlling that ability. I'm not telling the Stingrays to pick him up. He's clicking on his units and then clicking on my Stingrays, and they're picking. My twin blades,